Hi everyone, welcome to my channel View It, True Crime Stories, where I discuss current and old crime cases. This video, I'm going to go over what we know so far in the case of the missing Connecticut mom, Jennifer Dulos. This case started as a missing person case, Jennifer being the missing person, and it's now being investigated as a homicide, even though no body has been found. Jennifer's estranged husband, Fotis Dulos, and his live-in girlfriend, Michelle Draconis, are the suspects in the murder. This case caught my eye. It seems very similar to the Watts case that just happened in Colorado with Chris Watts and Shannon Watts and her two children, an unborn child. So here's the rundown of the details of what has happened so far in the case and my thoughts as well. The case began with Jennifer, a mother of 5 children, missing for a week. She was last seen dropping off her children at a new Canaan Country School in Connecticut on May 24th at 8 a.m. She goes home and then is not seen again. She missed her 11 a.m. and a 1 p.m. appointment. Her cleaning lady arrives at the house at noon to nobody home. Investigators feel there is a 4-hour window of when something happened to her. 2 of her friends report her missing at 7 p.m. Also, her credit cards have not been used, nor has there been any activity on her phone. Her black Chevy Suburban was later found on the side of Lapham Road near Waveney Park after she was first reported missing. Police searched the area nearby the park, all the trails, pond. They used canines and drones and even a helicopter to search the area in hopes of finding her. Now, she lived separately from her husband, Fotis, and his girlfriend, Michelle, who lived with him in his home, the original marital home between Fotis and Jennifer. On June 1st, both Fotis Dulos and Michelle Draconis were arrested on warrants that stated the two were caught on security camera discarding trash bags that contained the blood of missing mother of 5, Jennifer Dulos. Now, blood was also found in Jennifer's rented Wells Lane home. Both of the cell phones were in the Hartford area as well. Apparently, the phone pings from their cell phones showed the cops that they had made more than 30 stops to toss out garbage bags of evidence. Fotis and Michelle were taken into custody and were charged with tampering with or fabricating physical evidence and hindering prosecution in the first degree. Fotis Dulos and Michelle Draconis are scheduled to make a court appearance on June 11th. Now, what I find interesting is that criminals seem to forget that there's so many video surveillance cameras posted throughout cities monitoring our every move. Another key thing criminals forget is having their cell phone with them. When people have their cell phones turned on or even off and they have their phone with them, it is pinging off cell phone towers. If a crime is committed, investigators can see where you were just by your cell phone. So if you are driving from, say, like point A to point B along your criminal journey, your phone is pinging and creating a map of where you've gone. And criminals get caught by this often. Luckily, I guess criminals don't seem to get this, and they don't bring your phone if you're going to commit a crime. And the Watts case, the Kelsey Barrett case, this occurred as well. Both Draconis and Dulos phones showed that they traveled together on May 24th, and police could track through the pings of their phone and their car on the security cameras. Dulos tried to alter his appearance while dumping evidence. However, with his phone pinging away and the video surveillance cameras in town showed him, at one point Michelle even stuck her head out the window to smoke, and this only gave a better photo to investigators. A prayer vigil was held for Jennifer, and missing person flyers were also handed out. At this point in the case, I felt it sounded similar to the Watts case in Colorado, or sadly it sounds similar to many other cases of murdered wives. Family and friends said Jennifer was a kind and caring person. She was also devoted to her 5 children. Those who knew her described her, and I'm quoting words that they used to describe her. She was kind, intelligent, funny, devoted, thoughtful, reliable, organized, and she would never disappear, especially leaving her 5 children whom she was so devoted to. What this says is while she was reported missing, she was not the type to disappear. Now, in the Watts case, Shanann Watts was originally reported missing by her husband Chris Watts, whom we later found out to be a compulsive liar, as he did kill his wife and children. Now, Jennifer, she was 50 years old. She's educated. She had a bachelor's and a master's degree, and she worked as a journalist and a writer in New York City, and she would also contribute to blogs. What is known now with Jennifer's crumbling marriage is that she filed for divorce from her husband, Fotis Dulos, in July 2017 after 13 years of marriage. She had found out that he had been involved with Michelle. Her husband, Fotis, is 51 and raised in Greece and attended college there. He appears to be very wealthy and runs a luxury home building company. The company focused on building homes that were priced between $1.5 million and $9 million. Here's a photo of their property. So, I mean, big bucks. Jennifer's rental property was a step down from the family home, but compared to most of the U.S., I'd say very upscale. As can be seen from so many of these cases where the husband kills the wife, what looks perfect on the outside, the nice home, the money, the expensive clothes, things that does not show what's really happening. It's what goes on behind closed doors. And this was shown in the Watts case as well. Shanann showed a perfect family on social media, yet was later found out that the family was in debt. They were near losing their home, they were being sued by homeowners, and her husband was having an affair. Now, with the Dulos family, inside their closed doors showed an ugliness behind the facade of a perfect American family. In the court records of their brutal divorce battle, Jennifer described Fotis as explosive and obsessive. He insisted his children train to be world-class water skiers and would force them to train for hours from morning to night. He was also being sued by Jennifer's mother and father for not repaying a $1.7 million loan. His girlfriend, Michelle Draconis, age 44, like Chris Watts' case, there was infidelity in the marriage, and she and Fotis became involved a year before Jennifer filed for divorce. Jennifer had stated that she was worried, and I quote, that he would harm me for wanting to divorce him. With the Watts case, I've wondered if on the morning that he killed Shanann, if she had stated that she would leave him, and that is what made him snap and kill her. There are so many scenarios with the Watts case, and we probably will never know other than that he did kill his family. With the Dulos couple, they were locked in a divorce court battle for 2 years, it mainly focusing on the custody of the children. Jennifer had stated that Fotis had threatened to kidnap the children and take them to Greece, and told Jennifer that she would never find them. He was also verbally abusive. In court documents, Jennifer actually stated, and this is in quotes, "I'm afraid of my husband. I know that filing for divorce and filing this motion will enrage him. I know he will retaliate by trying to harm me in some way." Jennifer also claimed that Fotis showed, and I quote, irrational, unsafe, bullying, threatening, and controlling behavior. Okay, so now on to the girlfriend. What is known of Michelle Draconis is she worked as a marketing director for Castor, an Argentinian ski resort, for 9 years. She has a child that lives in Argentina, and the father of the child lives there as well. Her last known job was a corporate events coordinator in Miami Beach, Florida. And Jennifer and Fotis have 5 children that range in age from 8 to 13 years old, including 2 pairs of twins. Now, the children are currently staying with Jennifer's mother, Gloria, under the watch of an armed guard that the family hired. I found this interesting that they hired a guard, and I'm not sure if they were worried about the girlfriend getting out on bond or Fotis getting out on bond, or if they're just protecting the children from media coverage. Dulos had tried to see the children 2 days after his wife was reported missing, but he was turned away by the security guard. And my prayers go out to her family. How awful to lose their daughter and now have 5 children to take care of. Jennifer's mother is 85 years old, and it has got to be overwhelming for them, gut-wrenching. Hopefully they have a lot of family to help and support the kids who've lost their parents and the world that they knew. In my opinion, this case, it seems like the classic scenario where a husband can't handle losing power and control of his family, of what he feels belongs to him. It looks like there was major financial issues too. On the surface, it looked like Fotis had money, the big house and big business, yet evidence is showing that he had assets less than $400,000 and liabilities between $4.9 and $7.6 million as contingent debt. In the divorce court filings, it was showing that he was not in a good place financially, and his company was close to bankruptcy. He also had borrowed money from his mother-in-law and seemed unable to pay it back, or he chose not to, since she wanted to divorce him. Now, money could very well be a motive in a custody battle. With her having custody, he would have to pay her, which I'm sure he would not want to do. Although her body has not been found, I assume she is dead, as the bloody evidence Fotis and Michelle left behind. I think in the Watts case, Chris Watts snapped, where in this case, this guy seems more like a control freak and it seems more premeditated. One of these scenarios where if I can't have you, no one else can, and where her leaving him was something he just could not handle. To me, this is a guy that sounds like a crazy, abusive narcissist. I know that word is overused, but I don't know. I think he fits the bill on this one. For anyone in an abusive relationship, it is so important to leave a paper trail. It may not save your life, but it can help the abuser later on. Jennifer did, and although most likely she was killed, the court documents can help show what type of man Fotis is. What I did find with this case is the similarity with the Watts case, as I've said, is that when you see a seemingly normal family that has everything, this kind of case affects people. It's like, how can a person who looks so normal be capable of such a crime? And I'm sure as the case continues, we will find there was nothing normal about Fotis and his girlfriend. Currently, both Fotis and Michelle were held for $500,000 bail bond. They both tried to lower the bail, but Judge Stephanie McGoglin denied this. And also, Fotis failed to make bail, and Michelle was released on June 4th. I find this case fascinating, and there's so many things to look into. I do plan on covering more of this case, and I'll post updates. If you have lasted this long, thank you so much for watching my videos. Please share your thoughts on the case, and please comment in the comment section. Thank you so much.